Looking good. Bet you going fishing all of the time. I'm a going fishing too. Bet your life your sweet wife is gonna catch more fish than you. A little fish bites if you got that bait. Here's a little tip that I would like to relate. With my pole and my line, I'm going fishing. Yes, I'm going fishing, and the baby's going fishing too. My baby brother about to drive me out of my mind, said, can I go fishing with you? Took my brother down to my favorite fishing hole. Now what you think the brother mind to do? He caught a 9-pound catfish on the bottom. Yes, he got him, took him home to mama about supper time. With his pole and his line, he's a going fishing. Yes, he going fishing, and the baby's going fishing too. Oh, put him in a pot, and mama put him in a pan. Cook him till he's nice and brown. Make them buttermilk hoe cakes, baby. Pass them suckers on around. Ting little fish bites if you got good bait. Here's a little tip that I would like to relate. With my pole and my line, I'm a going fishing. Yes, I'm going fishing. Baby's going fishing too. I said I'm a going fishing. Yeah, yes, I said the baby's going fishing too. Now a lot of you people go fishing. A lot of people go fishing because they're old, you know what I mean? They got time to go fishing now, right, Charlie?
That's right.
All right. Anybody catch fish today? No fish caught today. There's one back there, all right. So, the theme of this show, I thought about it. I like to have an idea, you know. And so like last year, if you were here, was the booze and other blues. So this one, I thought, the joys of aging. Oh yeah, we got a bunch of people down here. And then my friend, who she'll remain nameless, Jill, says, well, how about boobs and balls hanging low? All right, boobs and balls hanging low, the joys of aging, and other fun topics. One more time. Well, my pants, they don't fit, and my balance is shit, and I'm aging. Everything's more when I go to the store, and I'm aging. Computers just suck, and I walk like a duck, and I'm aging. I'm up 6 times to pee, might need a knee, and I'm aging. I've got friends and they tell me they can't get it up. Take a little blue pill, you'll feel like a pup. This is the least of a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm aging. either skinny or you're fat. That's all there is to that. You and your gal moving slow, boobs and balls hanging low. Either skinny or you're fat. Well, honey, that's all there is to that. You and your gal going slow, boobs and balls hanging low. Well, the music today's got nothing to say, and I'm aging. I may be flaccid, but I still love my acid, and I'm aging. When I get on the bus, well, they give me a pass. I don't eat pastrami, it gives me the gas. But I'll get along if I get off my ass, and I'm aging. I'm aging. Senior citizen, past my prime. Elderly. Let's face it, man, I'm old. Thank you so much. And one of the before we get going here, I'm going to introduce these guys. This gentleman came all the way from Seattle via Palenque. This is Rod Cook on guitar.
Yeah.
And the world famous Eric Mao on the piano over here.
Whoa.
Dana Bela back here on the percussion. And you all know Chio Rivera, Ricardo, Hope, and Ren. And I'm Lalo, and boy oh boy are we glad to be here. Yeah, okay, so
We love you.
one of the things,
We love you.
we love you too. One of the things that what I thought I'd do, rather than just sing all about that, it was how did we get old? Okay, well here's one of the ways, right? Give me that. Another word in Spanish for a hangover is cruda. Cruda. So if you got a hangover in Bada, you got the barracuda. You start with a rum coke and maybe a small toke. Keep on till you're having some fun. Then you're drinking your dinner just like any old sinner. And it's 1:45 when you're done. Too much tequila and then you no feeler. No pain till you wake up today. Red beer is a cure, or like the Catholics endure. They after this payments to pay. Hey Rover, you think you've been hung over? You got to suffer with a barracuda. You got to suffer with a barracuda. It's gonna put you in a bad mood. Think you've been midnight or barracuda. That's the way it feels when you got a barracuda. The barracuda. Come on, Eric, here we go. When you wake up the next day, your head says you will pay. Who do you apologize to? And that's when it hits you. That chick went and bit you. No stitches, I guess it's okay. The day goes by slower, you're sinking lower. When you think it can't, it gets worse. You can't keep a thought straight. Oh, look at a food plate. That's a barracuda chapter and verse. Hey Rover, you think you've been hung over? You got to suffer with the barracuda. You got to suffer with the barracuda. It's gonna put you in a bad mood. Think you've been living like a barracuda. That's the way it feels when you got a barracuda. A barracuda. Gonna put you in a real barracuda. Messes with your attitude. Can't eat no food. Sin duda. However, I had a friend of mine calls me, he goes, I quit drinking last night. I said, really? He says, yeah, just before I went to bed. Last night, just before I went to bed, it seemed as good a time as any. Oh, she was all pissed off. Was it something that I said? Or maybe I was flirting too much with Jenny. So I says to myself, man, you got to put it down. At least the morning after, you'll feel better. So I made up my mind with a semi-serious frown, and I even wrote myself, Dear John letter, I sent myself some flowers. Last night I quit drinking. I was sober for 8 hours. First thing that I thought of was how proud I was of me for tangling with that demon that I thought would feel so good. I got all celebratory, and I figured I should buy myself a shot. So I went down to the corner, share my victory with the guys. And the first thing that you know, I was always still. But I did not forget, kept my eyes on the prize. But that first delicious beer was the best I'd ever tasted. And last night I quit drinking until the morning light. Last night I quit drinking, and I might just try it again tonight. Yeah, man, I put it down last night. Pretty darn proud, too, I gotta say. Saving myself a bunch of money. I might write a book. And a lot of it is the people you meet in bars, right? I think I met most of you here in a bar. And many years ago, I had the pleasure of going up to Vancouver, British Columbia, ladies and gentlemen, the great land of Canada. And recorded a group up there called Danny McGinnis and the Cement City Cowboys. And oh my God, is that the best name? The Cement City Cowboys, all right. So this song was one they did, it's called Debbie Delight. One more time. Sitting there drinking, sitting getting stinking, sitting to the left of a lady. If I could clear my head like a element of left and promenade with the lady. But I'm sitting drinking gin and my vision's getting thin, stepping through the bar of the light. Well, there's one thing I know, I'd like to get she go with a lady called Debbie Delight. She orders sugar in, sugar on the rim, sugar in, sugar on the rim, sugar in, sugar on the rim. Well, it's a long freight train, it's hard on my brain, living on liquor and cocaine. Standing in the rain, feeling all the pain, it's driving me insane. I'm sitting drinking in, and my vision's getting thin, stepping through the bar in the rain. Well, there's one thing I know, I'd like to go say no with a lady called Debbie Delight. She orders sugar in, sugar on the rim, sugar in, sugar on the rim, sugar in, sugar on the rim. back of a big Mack truck. At least I could fly or drive. But I'm sitting there drinking, sitting getting mistaken, trying to keep my memories alive. That's why I'm sitting drinking gin, visions in the pen, sipping through the bottle of the light. But there's one thing I know, I'd like to do, she do, with a lady called Baby Daylight. She has sugar in, sugar on the rim, sugar in, sugar on the rim, sugar in, sugar on the rim. Hey. People you meet in bars. Okay. We're going to change. We're going to do if you want to be happy for the rest of your life. We're going to do that one right now. Okay? Everybody know that? If you wanna be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. So from my personal point of view, get an ugly girl to marry you. You wanna be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. And from my personal point of view, get an ugly girl to marry you. Very good. Small, very often causes his downfall. Soon as they're married, start doing the things that will break his heart. If you make an ugly woman your wife, you'll be happy for the rest of your life. You wanna be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. So from my personal point of view, get an ugly girl to marry you. Go ahead and marry anyway. But her face is ugly, her eyes don't match. Take it from me, she's a better catch. If you make an ugly woman your wife, you'll be happy for the rest of your life. If you wanna be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. So from my personal point of view, get an ugly girl to marry you. You wanna be happy the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. So from my personal point of view, get an ugly girl to marry you. Present company accepted, of course. This is the girl for everyone. Everyone's waiting on her that can call. She's real well read, well bred and lovely as sunrise. This is the girl of them all. What does she see? What does she see in that old cowboy? He's no longer young, and the battles he's won are all in the past. She can have so much more when he walks through the door. Her eyes never leave him, and it's plain to to see fools like me. She's happy at last. One more. DJs are walking in fields of bluebonnet. DJs are dancing down in Mexican town. She cries for him when he's off to Montana, and me, I'm just hanging around. But what does she see? What does she see? That old cowboy, no longer young, and the battles he's won are all in the past. She can handle so much more when he walks through the door. I just never leave him, and it's plain to see fools like me, she's happy at last. It's plain to see the fools like me, she's happy at last.
All right.
Yeah. Gee, every night I hope and pray dream lover will come my way. I get a hold in my arms, know the magic of her charm. 'Cause I want a girl to call my own. I need a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Dream lover, where are you? With a love oh so true, and a hand that I can hold near when I go. 'Cause I want girl to call my own. Want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone. Someday, don't know how, I know she'll be my baby. Someday, don't know how, she'll bring love to me. Dream lover, until then I go to sleep and dream again. That's the only thing to do, till all my loving dreams come true. 'Cause I want girl to call my own. I want a dream lover, I don't have to dream alone. Right there. Someday, I don't know how, and I know she'll hear my plea. Some way, don't know how, she'll bring a melody. Dream lover, until then I go to sleep and dream again. That's the only anything to do. But you love and dream of you. 'Cause I want a girl to call home. I wanna dream of her, so I don't have to. I wanna dream of her, baby, I wanna dream of her, so I don't have to dream alone. Thank you very much. The wonderful Bobby Darin song. Guy died 37 years old on an operating table in Las Vegas.
For what?
Reason under a bad slip on the knife is what it was. You know, you don't go to a hospital in Las Vegas, right, Charlie?
Yeah, it's messed up there.
If any of you have brought a libation along, I'd like to offer a toast to our host, the lovely Billy Citron. And of course, Judah Rivera.
See?
And all of y'all. Suck 'em up, babies.
I saw Elsa.
Salute.
One of the problems you have when you're getting older is, you tell me if I'm wrong, stand up too fast. You know? Then you don't got no goddamn clue what you're doing for about, whoa, hey. All right, so this is a song called I Stood Up Too Fast. Too fast. Now I don't know what I'm doing. Thinking about you and who you're probably screwing. I guess it doesn't matter that much anymore. I stood up too fast. Now I don't know what I'm doing. Stood up too fast. Now my head is reeling, was thinking about you, and I always get that feeling, but I guess it doesn't matter that much anymore. Stood up too fast, now my head is reeling. Oh, even when you're old, even before you sit there staring at the floor. Then what happens? You stand up too fast. Your head starts spinning, don't you? Right on your ass. Stood up too fast. Now my head is swimming, not thinking about you. Oh, I got my mind on other women, but I guess it doesn't matter that much anymore. I stood up too fast. Now my head is swimming, now my head is reeling. Oh, I stood up too fast and now don't know what I'm doing. you'll not know what I am doing.
Yeah, but I have
talking about the seventh son and the whole round world. There's only one, I'm the one. Yes, I'm the one. I'm the one they call the seventh son. I can say these words, they will sound so sweet. I can make your little heart skip a beat. I can look in the sky, predict the rain, tell when a woman got another man. I'm the one. Yes, I'm the one. I'm the one, I'm the one. The one they call the seventh son. Eric, bow. Sound so sweet, even make your little heart skip a beat. I can heal the sick, raise the dead, make little girls talk out of their head. I'm the one. Yes, I'm the one. But I'm the one, I'm the one they call the seventh son. Right there. Son, in the whole round world there is only one other one. Yes, I'm the one. Well, the one to call. The one to call. The one they call the seventh son.
This is what it would be
Hi,
if you did yours
we're
on
back.
Monday night.
This song is
If you did yours Monday, this is what you would get.
Tony Crouch.
Okay, so the whole thing.
This song is a song that was on Little Richard's first album. I don't think anybody's ever covered it, and so we're going to do that this evening. This is the sort of thing, I don't know, one of the things that kind of helped to make me old was being in jail. I don't know that any of the rest of you have had that, but Bobby, I know you've had that experience.
No. Jesus, Lalo.
Shame on you.
Jesus. But children
Anyway.
will know now if they watch
This
this.
is like, chime to G like Dreamed I was arrested, charged with a crime. Forgot to plead innocent, 'cause darling, you're not mine. Oh, why should this happen to me? You know I cried, Lord have mercy. Woo, Lord have mercy on me. That lawyer said plead guilty and tried to cop a plea. But why should I plead guilty when you don't belong to me? Oh, why should this happen to me? You know I cried, Lord, have mercy on me. Eric, are you ready? said maybe the judge he can't agree. The jury keep on guessing, but the DA says it's me. Oh, why? did this happen to me? You know I cried, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on me. Mercy. That'll make you old in a hurry, huh? Yeah, baby. Had a cool little chicken rocking there. They walked in store and soon do. You got crazy and I feel. I'm a mama to get on control. He's overdoing the edge of the system flow. I gave a baby sister time. Just do that edge one more time. Hey, child. Hey, child. Hey, child. Do that pretty job one more. Hey, child. Hey, child. Hey, child. Do that pretty job. Hey, hey. Get Uncle Joe. Joe was doing a good job, sister flow. Joe, I can get away with sister down.
Rich!
So do that again, job one more time. When I touch them in the moon, you'll be needing chief. They all leaving that crazy. Everything's free. Well, inside, do that green job. Wow, inside, drive. Yeah, hey. As I was motivated back into town, I saw a Cadillac sign. It said no money down. So I eased on my brakes, pulled in the drive, gunned my motor twice, then I went inside. The dealer came to me, said trade in your Ford, and I'll put you in the car and lead up the road. Tell me what you want, sign that line, I'll have the car brought down to you in a while. 1 hour at a time, yes, I want that car. But I'm moving on down the road. You know I won't have to worry about my broke down record phone. I want to hear if you can give me that. What do I want? I want a 4-door convertible. Military, God damn it. What's the first line, Colorado? Okay, what I do want is I want 4 carburetors, 2 straight exhausts, burning aviation fuel, no matter what it costs. I want a railroad air horn and a military spots, 5-year guarantee on everything I got. $10 deductible, a $20 note, 20,000 liability. That's how she knows where my goddamn car. Moving it on down the road. You know I won't have to worry about my broke down record phone. Eric, come on, baby. Ricardo, Rod, and Eric, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Ren, you want a solo on this? I'm burning aviation fuel, no matter what the cost. I want a railroad air horn and a military spot. 5-year guarantee on everything I got. $10 deductible, a $20 note. 30,000 liability. That's all she knows. I got that car, and I'm moving on down the road. And you know I won't have to worry. I found my broke down ragged Ford. With your fellow rowdies, get high and head downtown. You know you're gonna drink, don't drive a car. You'll end up singing Satisfaction with the band, but for God's sakes don't dance naked on the bar. On the bar. Flirt with all the gals. If you're a gal, flirt with guys. In the parking lot, they'll pass around a jar. You might end up on your knees behind the joint, but for God's sakes don't dance naked on the bar. On the bar. The bar. For God's sakes, don't dance naked on the bar. behind to a squirrel. The pitfalls are when you go too far. You might break out in handcuffs. You've been there before. But for God's sakes, don't dance naked. For God's sakes, don't dance naked. For God's sakes, don't dance naked on the bar. Don't dance naked, niggas. And for God's sakes, don't dance naked on the bar. You might break out in handcuffs. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take the time to take the time. You know, I like to take the time from time to time. Take the time to take the time.
Salute.
Salute, salute.
Salute.
Thank you all so much for coming out here tonight. What fun.
Yeah, well, you're that far away.
Exactly.
You're that far away.
Once again, to introduce the combo to you this evening, in case you might have forgotten. Chito Rivera, Ren, Paul, Ricardo. We got Bongo down a battle back here on the percussion, ladies and gentlemen. Dan. This gentleman over here, handsome guy, he says to me, keep your smooches to yourself. Eric Mao. And all the way down from Seattle. Okay, he and I have been on, communication a little bit, and he and his gal have been traveling around Mexico. So I call him the other day, he answers the phone, and he says, I'm standing on top of a pyramid at Palenque. Been there. Right. Rod Cook, ladies and gentlemen. Together we stand, divided we fall. Come on now people, let's get on the ball. Together, come on, let's work together. And our people, together we will stand. The man, the woman, and the man. 2 or 3 minutes, 2 or 3 hours. What could it mean in this life about? Let's work together. Ooh, let's work together. Cause together we will stay. If a boy and a woman, I did. together, together people. But together we will stay. If a boy, girl, woman, and a man. 2 or 3 minutes, 2 or 3 hours. What could this mean in this life around? We're together. Man, that's what together. Together people. All together we will stand. With a boy, girl, woman, and man. Oh, I got what it wants. Provided we stand, together we stand. Now let's get the well, let's get together. Come on, baby. All together we will stand. To the boy, girl, woman, and man. Fight if we fall, together we stand. Fight if we fall, together we stand. Let's go together. Let's go together. Look out, boys. All together we will stand. With a boy, girl, woman, and a man. But are you sincere?
Honesto.
This is also a blues in E. Well, the road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. It's a road is rocky, but it won't be rocky long. Another man got my baby gone. You know, I can take some bottle when the old well runs dry. You're gonna like to take some bottle when the old well runs dry. When you never miss your baby till she said goodbye. All right. One more time. You know I like to kiss water when I a goodbye. All right, thank you so much. Buenas noches, buenas noches.
Oh. Hey, did that light work at all?
It's together.
Did you get some? Yeah, I guess. I got some, yeah. Okay.
His phone.
Yeah. Welcome everybody to the Tower of Sun. We got an amazing show tonight, like always. A big applause to Lalo.
Wow. Looking good.
Okay, guys,
Bet you're going fishing all of the time. I'm a going fishing too. Bet your life, your sweet wife is gonna catch more fish than you. A little fish bites if you got good bait. Here's a little tip that I would like to relate. With my pole and my line, I'm going fishing. Yes, I'm going fishing, and the baby's going fishing too.
Bobby, hold that for 1 second.
My baby brother about to get me out of my mind. Said, can I go fishing with you? Took my brother down on my favorite fishing hole. Now what you think the brother I do? We're going now, pound of catfish on the bottom. Yes, he got him. Took him home to mama about 7 times. With his pole and his line. He's a going fishing. Yes, he going fishing.
Hey, Eric.
Baby's going fishing too.
Ricardo.
Oh, put him in.
Has Ricardo got your info?
Pam.
Has Ricardo got your information?
Yeah, buttermilk whole kids, baby.
You know what? Lalo can get a hold of you at least.
What's that?
Lalo can get a hold of you.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's how we'll do that.
He's got my email and my phone right there.
Okay. Yeah, because this is going to be too big a file to send. It'll be a USB stick, and Dave knows where you live, so we'll drop it off one day.
But I want you to splice in Rick Wakeman playing when I'm during my solo.
Well, I'll leave that up to you. I just sit here and push buttons. I don't do no splicing, man.
You know Rick Wakeman?
Not offhand.
Do you know the band Yes?
Yeah.
He was the keyboard player.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he
Hey,
was.
did you ever know Chicago Jimmy from around here years ago? He's out of Chicago, a keyboardist.
Keyboard player?
Keyboard player, yeah, out of I think Southside actually.
I've been coming down here about
The booze and other
for about 15, 16, 17
Well,
years.
he's been here longer than that. He was in La Manzanilla, then here. Now he's up in Puerto Vallarta. Yeah, but he Can't Heat wanted him to be their keyboard player, and he said no, because he didn't like playing in front of crowds.
I don't really like it either.
Well, you know what? You're age, but this is it. This is good though, right?
Oh,
it's
this
not
is
like the stadium.
It's fun.
Yeah, for sure. Sounded good tonight, man. Listen, I'll get it to you.
Okay, I really appreciate it, Bob.
No problem, Eric.
Eric, how are you doing?
Good.
I was hoping that
Roland was going to meet me down tonight. He had to wait for something at the house. I understand you guys get together and play music a lot. I live right down the street from it. What's that? I play the guitar. I'm better built a repairman than I am a player. Dan. I do have a guitar shaped swimming pool. Yeah, just one check. That's all I need. Let me get a picture with it if you don't mind.
Right now, I just